I had just come back from a long patrol, sweat soaking through my uniform. The sand clung to every inch of me, and all I could think about was a cold shower and a few minutes of peace. I dropped my gear by my bunk, reached for my phone, and saw an email from Lisa. My heart skipped a beat. I opened it and the subject line hit me like a punch to the gut. Divorce papers. For a moment I just stared at the screen, convinced it was a mistake. My hands shook as I tapped to open the message. There it was, plain as day. Legal jargon spelling out the end of my marriage. And the kicker, she'd emptied our joint account. How could this be real? Just last week she was telling me how much she missed me, how she couldn't wait for me to come home. Mike, my closest buddy, dropped his gear next to mine and glanced over. Mike, you look like you just got hit by a truck. What's up? I couldn't tear my eyes away from the screen. Me. Lisa, she filed for divorce. His brows shot up. Mike, what? Are you serious? Out of nowhere? I swallowed hard, still trying to wrap my head around it. Me. And she emptied the bank account. Everything. Gone. Mike cursed under his breath and pulled up a crate to sit down. Mike, that doesn't make sense. I mean, weren't you two just talking about vacation plans when you get back? I nodded, gripping the phone tighter. Me. Yeah, just a few days ago. She said she loved me, said she couldn't wait to see me. I hit the call button, straight to voicemail, tried again. Nothing. It didn't feel real. Sergeant Davis walked in, eyeing us both. Sergeant Davis. You two look like someone just shot your dog. What's going on? I hesitated, not sure how to even explain. Mike. His wife just sent him divorce papers, by email. Davis's expression hardened. Sergeant R. Davis. That's cold. You sure it's not a scam or something? Me. No, it's legit. Checked the bank account. Zero balance. My mind raced. Had I missed the signs? Was she unhappy and I just didn't see it? Davis put a hand on my shoulder. Sergeant Davis. Listen, don't jump to conclusions. Maybe there's some mistake. Me. She wouldn't drain the account by mistake. She knew I needed that money. Mike. What are you gonna do? I didn't have an answer. All I knew was that I felt like a fool. I couldn't sit still. My hands were shaking. I walked out to the open yard, needing air. The night was hot and still, but inside I was freezing. I had to get home. I had to know why. But how? I couldn't just leave. Duty came first. My head spun with questions I couldn't answer. Mike followed me out, leaning against the fence. Mike. You think she was seeing someone else? The thought burned like acid. Me. I don't know. I thought we were good. Mike kicked at the dirt. Mike. Man, I'm sorry, this sucks. You want me to make a few calls, maybe check if anyone back home knows something? I nodded slowly. Me. Yeah, maybe. Thanks. As Mike headed back inside, I stayed there, staring at the stars. I felt betrayed, humiliated, and completely powerless. Whatever was happening, I had to find out the truth. And when I did, I'd make sure Lisa knew exactly what betrayal felt like. Before I shipped out, life wasn't perfect, but it was ours. We had our ups and downs, but I always thought we were in it together. I remember those late-night talks, Lisa and I curled up on the couch dreaming about finally buying a house. Money was always tight, but somehow we managed. Maybe I should have seen the signs. But love blinds you. I remember, one night just a month before I got my orders, Lisa was painting, her hobby, her passion. I watched her brush glide across the canvas, and for a moment I felt at peace. Me. You're really good at that. She didn't look up. Lisa. Just trying to keep busy. Makes the time go faster when you're gone. I walked over, placing a hand on her shoulder. Me. I'll be back before you know it. She paused, wiped her brush clean, and set it down. Lisa. Yeah, I know. Something about the way she said it made my stomach turn, but I brushed it off. Lisa was always supportive of my career. At least I thought she was. She had her moments of frustration, but who wouldn't when their husband was halfway across the world more often than not? Our neighbor Evan started hanging around more often when I was gone. Nice guy. Always helped Lisa with the yard work, took out the trash, made sure she was okay. I appreciated it at first, someone looking out for her when I couldn't. One day just before deployment, my sister Sarah came over. She wasn't a fan of Lisa, never had been. Sarah, you sure about leaving her here alone, with that Evan guy always hanging around? I scoffed. Me. He's just being a good neighbor. She's lonely when I'm gone. Sarah folded her arms, giving me that look, the one that said I was being an idiot. Sarah, you trust her too much. I know she's your wife, but I don't like how close they are. I shrugged it off. Me. You're overthinking it. Lisa wouldn't do that, not to me. She raised an eyebrow. Sarah, people change when they get lonely. That stayed with me. Even when I pushed the thought away, it stuck like a splinter. The night before I left, Lisa was acting strange, more distant than usual. I asked if something was wrong, but she just blamed it on stress. I didn't push it. Should I have? The next morning, I was packing my duffel when Lisa walked in. Lisa, you need more socks. I'll get some from the dryer. I stopped her. Me. Hey, are we good? You seem off. She hesitated, biting her lip. Lisa. Of course we are. Just hate when you leave, that's all. I pulled her into a hug. Me. I'll call every chance I get. She nodded, burying her face in my chest. I thought it was just the usual pre-deployment nerves. I kissed her goodbye and promised to come home safe. Looking back, that hug felt different, like she was saying goodbye for good. But I didn't see it at the time. One weird thing stuck in my mind. The night before, I asked about the savings. I wanted to make sure we had enough to cover bills while I was gone. Me. Did you deposit my last check? Lisa nodded, but her eyes darted away. Lisa. Yeah, it's all taken care of. I didn't think much of it, but now, I can't help but wonder if that was a lie. Was I just too trusting? Or was I too busy to notice what was happening right under my nose? A week before I left, Lisa had gotten into an argument with me, something about being more involved with the bills. Lisa, you never check the accounts. You just trust that everything's fine. I laughed it off. Me. Because you always handle it. You're better at that stuff. She rolled her eyes. Lisa, it wouldn't kill you to take some responsibility. I didn't know how to respond. It was such a small thing and I didn't want to fight. Me. I'm sorry. I'll do better. She seemed to let it go, but it felt like something was simmering underneath. Maybe it was just stress. Maybe it was something more. I never thought to dig deeper. But now, I wish I had. The night was thick, with heat, but I couldn't feel anything, just a dull, gnawing ache in my gut. My phone was in my hand, thumb hovering over the call button. I had to know. I couldn't just sit here and guess. I dialed the number for the bank's customer service. Bank rep. Thank you for calling First National. This is Janet speaking. How can I assist you today? I cleared my throat, forcing myself to sound calm. Me. Hi. I'm calling to check on some recent transactions. My joint account with my wife. It's showing a zero balance. That can't be right. I could hear typing on the other end. Janet. Can you verify your account number and last transaction, sir? I rattled off the details, gripping the phone so tight my knuckles went white. Janet. I see here that the entire balance was transferred to a new account 2 weeks after your deployment. My heart dropped. Me. What new account? Janet. I'm afraid I can't give that information. Privacy regulations. I took a shaky breath, trying to keep my voice steady. Me. Was it in my wife's name? A pause. Janet. I'm sorry, sir, I can't confirm that. Me. Please, you have to help me. I'm overseas. I need to know what's going on. She hesitated. Janet. All I can say is, the transfer was authorized by one of the account holders. I hung up before I said something I'd regret. My mind raced. 2 weeks after deployment. She'd waited just long enough for me to be far away, unreachable. My phone buzzed. An old buddy from back home, Tom. He rarely called, so I picked up, hoping for a distraction. Tom. Hey man, long time no talk, you all right? Me. Not really. Got some bad news. What's up? Tom. Just thought I'd check in. Saw something weird the other night. Thought you should know. A chill crept up my spine. Me. What do you mean? Tom. I was at Lenny's diner grabbing a late bite. Saw Lisa there with Evan. I swallowed hard. Me. You sure? Tom. Positive. They were close, like real cozy. Didn't want to assume anything, but thought you should know. My jaw tightened. Me. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Tom. Man, I'm sorry. If you need anything, me. Yeah, I'll be all right. I felt like an idiot. All those little moments, the evasive answers, the sudden interest in my finances. I should have known. I wanted to scream, but all I felt was cold, numb. One evening before I left, Lisa had insisted on adding her name to my separate savings account. Lisa. It's just in case something happens to you while you're away, I'll need access. I didn't think twice. Me. Sure, makes sense. Now I saw it for what it was, just another part of her plan. Mike. You good, man? I looked up, not realizing Mike had come in. Me. Lisa took everything, money's gone. She moved it to a private account. He frowned. Mike. That doesn't sound like the Lisa you used to talk about. I shook my head. Me. Yeah, well, turns out I didn't know her as well as I thought. Mike. You think Evan's in on it? I scoffed. Me. Looks that way. Tom saw them together. Said they looked intimate. Mike put a hand on my shoulder. Mike. We'll figure it out. You got people back home who can help. Don't go in guns blazing. Get proof first. I nodded slowly. Me. Yeah. I can't just confront her. Not yet. Need to be smart about this. I couldn't let on that I knew. Lisa was careful, calculating. If I showed my hand too soon, she'd cover her tracks. No. I had to be one step ahead. I had to gather evidence, figure out just how deep this betrayal went. And then, I'd make her regret every lie, every stolen dollar, every damn word she ever said to me. Mike, you want me to make a few calls? See what else I can find out? Me. Yeah, keep it quiet though. Last thing I need is for Lisa to know I'm onto her. Mike. You got it. He walked off, leaving me alone in the dim light. I sat there for a long time, just staring at the wall. Anger bubbled under the surface, but I kept it contained. This wasn't the time to lose control. I needed a plan. Whatever game Lisa was playing, I wasn't going to lose. The dust had settled, but my anger hadn't. I couldn't just let it go. Lisa had taken everything, and she wasn't going to get away with it. I needed evidence. Cold, undeniable proof. I wasn't going to act on impulse, not this time. If I was going to hit back, it had to be strategic. I knew exactly who to call, Charlie. We'd served together before he moved into cybersecurity. If anyone could dig up dirt without raising alarms, it was him. Me. Hey, Charlie, need a favor. Charlie. Man, haven't heard from you in ages. What's up? Me. It's serious. I need you to trace some transactions and dig into some online activity for me. His tone shifted immediately. Charlie. Everything okay? Me. No. Wife just wiped out my bank account while I'm stuck out here. I think she's planning to skip town with our neighbor. Charlie. Damn. That's messed up. Send me what you've got. Account numbers, any messages, whatever you can remember. Me. Will do. And Charlie, keep this between us. Charlie. You got it. I'll see what I can find. I spent the next hour compiling every detail I could think of. Texts from Lisa before I left, messages about the bills, even her recent social media posts. I sent it all to Charlie. The next day he called back. Charlie. You're not going to like this. Me. Lay it on me. Charlie. They've been planning this for months. I found emails, Lisa and Evan discussing how to move the money without you noticing. They set up a separate account weeks before you deployed. I felt my stomach twist. Me. So it wasn't just spur of the moment. They planned it. Charlie. And there's more. Looks like they've been racking up debt in your name. I clenched my jaw. Me. How much? Charlie. Close to 20 grand, mostly credit cards, some quick loans. Me. Unbelievable. Charlie. You've got to act fast before they max out everything. Me. Already on it. Can you send me those emails? Charlie. I'll encrypt and forward them. Be careful, man. Me. Thanks, I owe you. Charlie. Just nail them. They deserve it. I wasn't just dealing with betrayal. I was dealing with a calculated scheme, a carefully orchestrated plan to wipe me out. I couldn't let my anger make me reckless. This had to be done right. Next, I called Detective Park, an old Army buddy who now worked as a private investigator. Me, Park, I need your help. Park, what's going on? Me. My wife drained my accounts and racked up debt in my name. I need to build a case. Park. You need evidence of intent and proof of collusion. Got anything concrete? Me. Emails, bank records. I just need help connecting the dots. Park. Consider it done. Also, talk to a lawyer. Get the ball rolling legally. Once we have proof, we can file for theft and fraud. Me. I'll make the call. Park. Hang in there, we'll get her. After I hung up, I took a moment to breathe. This wasn't just betrayal. It was a premeditated attack on my life. I couldn't let her get away with it. I called a lawyer, someone recommended by Park. Lawyer, it sounds like you have a strong case for financial fraud. We'll need to subpoena records and build a timeline of events. Me. Do it. I want to hit her with everything we've got. Lawyer. We'll also file an injunction to freeze the remaining assets before they can move any more money. Me. Perfect. I couldn't just ruin them legally. I needed them to feel what I felt. Powerless. Exposed. A few days later, I got a text from Charlie. Charlie. They're planning a housewarming party at Evan's new place next Saturday. Thought you'd want to know. That was it, the perfect opportunity. I'd confront them publicly with every lie exposed. I shared the plan with Park. Park. Make sure you have witnesses. You don't want her spinning the story afterward. Me. Trust me. I'll make sure everyone sees the truth. Park. Record everything. Let her talk herself into a corner. Me. Got it. The night of the party, I parked down the street out of sight. I could hear laughter and music pouring from the house. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. I hit record on my phone, slipped it into my pocket, and walked up to the house. Lisa spotted me first, her face going pale. Lisa. What are you doing here? I didn't answer. Just looked around the room, at Evan, grinning like he owned the place, at the friends who thought they knew the story. Me. Just thought I'd see how my money's being spent. A few heads turned. Lisa grabbed my arm, trying to pull me outside. Lisa. Not here. We can talk privately. I shook her off. Me. No, Lisa. We're talking right here, right now. Evan stepped forward, trying to look tough. Evan. You need to leave, man. Me. Funny. I was thinking the same about you. I pulled out my phone, playing the recorded conversations. Lisa's voice detailing how she and Evan planned to clear out my account, laughing about how clueless I was. The room went silent. Lisa's face crumpled. Lisa. You don't understand. Me. Oh, I understand perfectly. You stole from me, lied to me. Now you can explain it to a judge. Evan's confidence wavered. Evan, you can't just barge in here. Me. Actually, I can. I'm the one paying for half of it. People started whispering, shooting. Lisa and Evan, dirty looks. Lisa. Please, let's talk. Me. I'm done talking, my lawyer will be in touch. I walked out, the cool night air hitting my face like a wake-up call. I didn't feel triumphant, just empty. But at least, they wouldn't get away with it. I glanced at my phone, seeing a new message from Park. Park. Nice move. People are already talking. You made your point. I didn't respond, just stared at the message, wondering how long it would take to feel whole again. The night of the housewarming party arrived, and I was ready. I had the evidence, the witnesses, and Detective Park on standby. I wasn't sure how I'd feel once it was over. Triumph, anger, maybe just emptiness. But I knew one thing. Lisa and Evan wouldn't walk away unscathed. I parked a few houses down, made my way to the entrance, and pushed open the door. The place was packed. Friends, neighbors, people I didn't even recognize. I spotted Lisa and Evan by the kitchen, laughing with a couple of their friends. My hands clenched. Evan noticed me first, his face going pale. Evan, what the hell are you doing here? I forced a smile. Me. Just thought I'd see how my money's being spent. Nice place. Lisa's eyes widened, and she hurried over, trying to steer me outside. Lisa, we need to talk. I shrugged her off. Me. No, Lisa. We're talking right here. People were already starting to watch. I pulled out my phone and hit play. Lisa's voice filled the room, recorded. Conversations revealing how she and Evan planned to siphon my savings. I watched as the crowd's expressions turned from confusion to disgust. Lisa. You recorded me? How could you? Me. Funny. I was about to ask you the same thing about draining my account. Evan tried to cut in, but I raised a hand. Me. Save it. You've got nothing to say that I want to hear. I motioned to Park, who stepped forward with a few uniformed officers. Park. Lisa Turner, Evan Miller. You're under investigation for theft, fraud, and identity theft. We have evidence linking you to unauthorized transactions and fraudulent loan applications. Evan turned to Lisa, panic in his eyes. Evan. You said no one would find out. Lisa looked desperate, tears starting to well up. Lisa. I didn't think it would go this far. I needed security while you were gone. I stared at her, feeling that familiar knot in my stomach. Me. Security? You had it. You had everything. I was just too blind to see what you were really after. She broke down, collapsing into a chair as the officers cuffed her. People started murmuring, some giving me sympathetic looks, others just shocked at the spectacle. One of Lisa's friends approached, clearly shaken. Friend. I had no idea. She always talked about how hard it was with you being gone. I laughed bitterly. Me. Yeah, well, guess she found a way to cope. Park approached me once the commotion died down. Park. We'll take it from here. You did good, man. Kept your cool. I nodded, feeling a wave of exhaustion. Me. Thanks for backing me up. Park. Anytime. You deserve better than this. I walked out of the house, the cool night air cutting through the suffocating tension. I thought I'd feel triumphant, like I'd won. But instead, all I felt was a hollow ache. She didn't just steal my money. She stole the life I thought we had. But now, at least the lie was over. As I reached my car, my phone buzzed. Charlie. Charlie. Saw the news, you okay? Me. Yeah, just processing. Charlie. You did the right thing. She deserved it. Me. I know. Just doesn't make it hurt any less. He was quiet for a moment. Charlie. You'll get through. You're stronger than this. I looked back at the house, seeing the flashing lights and the people still milling around, whispering, Me. Yeah, I will. I climbed into the car and sat there for a while, letting the reality sink in. I'd been betrayed, used, and humiliated. But I wasn't the one going to jail. I wasn't the one left alone, exposed. Maybe it wasn't the victory I wanted, but it was the justice I needed. And from now on, I'd be smarter, more careful. No more blind trust. No more letting people walk all over me. As I drove away, I felt the first hint of relief. I didn't have all the answers yet, but I knew one thing. I'd never let anyone take advantage of me again. Days passed after the confrontation, and the dust finally began to settle. Lisa and Evan were facing charges, and the legal mess would take time to unravel. But I wasn't worried anymore. I'd done what I needed to do. Revenge didn't bring the satisfaction I thought it would. It didn't erase the betrayal or the ache that followed. But it did something else. It gave me back my dignity. I wasn't just a victim anymore. Mike dropped by, bringing a six-pack and his usual grin. Mike, figured you could use one of these. I took a can, cracking it open. Me. You got that right. We sat in silence for a moment before he spoke up. Mike, you did good. Not many people would have kept their head like that. I shrugged. Me. Just wanted the truth out there. Didn't expect it to feel so hollow. He gave me a nod of understanding. Mike, revenge always does. It's not about feeling good. It's about taking back control. I looked at the night sky, stars dotting the darkness. Me. Yeah, and I'm done being a pawn. Time to move on. Sometimes betrayal is the harshest way to rediscover your own strength. It doesn't mean you stop hurting. It just means you learn how to stand on your own again. I'll never let someone take my dignity like that. Not ever again. As I looked ahead, I knew one thing for sure. I was done looking back. It was time to rebuild, one day at a time.